Hey, what's up everybody, Poppy here, coming at you with another Uma Musume video, and this time around we're going to be taking a look at Manhattan Cafe, who as of the recording of this is coming out tomorrow. Is she good? Is she worth pulling? Well, that's something we're going to take a look at today. But before we do, consider dropping a like down below, also subscribing, it always helps, and maybe checking out the Twitch as well. I do a lot over there. Always helps out, so yeah, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's get right into this. So, Manhattan Cafe. Take a look here. That's the newest Uma, the newest trainee coming out. 3-star Manhattan Cafe. A lot of people are super excited for this horse. Myself included, by the way. Now, she's not my Oshi. Fuji Kaseki will always be my Oshi. But I do really like this horse. I think her design is really, really cool. I think the aesthetic of the horse is really cool. And then we also have the two support cards that come out with it. Nakayama Festa SSR and Sirius Symboli SR, as well as the two Rs, but let's be real, no one really does. Usually people just grind those down into horseshoes, but we're going to take a deeper look into all of these things. So let's take a look here, right off the bat. Manhattan Cafe, we get an immediate overview of what's going on with this horse. Attributes like we have an A in turf, A in long, A in late. So very specialized horse. B aptitude means that that's going to be really easy to get her to a medium. You only need to really invest one. You can also see that she's a late surger. However, she also can be used end closer or pace chaser. It's not super hard to get them there. The growth spread of her stats, nothing except stamina. So really showcasing this horse is meant for longer distance tracks. She probably kills at longer distance tracks because of that 30% growth rate. That is massive. If you've trained horses that have 20% speed and then you train a horse that has 0% speed, you feel the difference. This 30% is going to be incredibly noticeable, but it does mean that ultimately it's going to be harder to train these other stats, so you will need to invest more cards into those other stats to make them work, or sparks from parents and whatnot. So that's just something to keep in mind. But very interesting stat spread. I think this is the first time we've gotten a horse that just has one solid stat being like really, really good. It'll be interesting to see how easy it is to train her in other things. I could honestly see if you're trying to run a deck where you're trying to, like, for longer distance tracks, probably 3 speed, 2 power, and then both the powers have stamina bonus. And because of the 30% growth rate with stamina sparks, you could probably just grow power and speed on their own, and stamina would grow rather quickly. And then we have her unique here, Chase After You. Chase after an unseen friend when in the mid-pack in the second half of the race, so it's kind of like a gold ship ability. Moderately increasing velocity steadily and very slightly intimidating runners ahead. So this is the thing that I think is really cool about it. It's a debuff. It's a velocity skill and a debuff, which if you remember some of the changes that came, like with Agnes Tachyon, where she has a stamina recovery and a velocity skill in one. Now we're getting our first like debuff and a buff to the horse and a debuff to the other racers in one skill. So that's what I think is kind of really cool about this. Alright, so taking a look here more in depth, we can see this base stat spread. Very good base stat spread. Some horses have like 90 at 5 stars still in some of these stats, so the fact that she's triple digits in all of them is actually pretty good. I don't typically point this out, but I actually think this is a really nice stat spread for a horse. Of course, I think that comes from the fact that only the stamina has a good increase, so these are going to be harder to train, so maybe that's why. But yeah, this is not a bad stat spread. We also have the aptitudes, which we looked at earlier. And then we're going to take a deeper look here into Chasing After You so we can get a better idea of it. So after 50% of the races ran, this can go off at any point. And it's guaranteed to go off at any point so long as you are between the places of 4th and 6th. So 6th, 5th, or 4th place, this will go off. Which is really interesting because it means that you can put her late surger, and it will probably proc on average in the earlier part of that second half of the mid race, you know, after that 50% mark. But what I think is interesting is that you could potentially run her end closer. And then what you're doing is basically you're like forcing it to proc later, right? Because as an end closer, you'd more likely be in 9th, 8th, or 7th. And then using mid-race skills and acceleration skills after the 50% mark when you're starting to get closer to that late race, you could then, as an end closer, move up in to 6th place position while you're already in the 50% mark, guaranteeing it, which gives you a guaranteed speed boost, which could help you with some other skills. So 6 seconds here being expanded probably gets you above 10 seconds, 12, 13 seconds of duration, which is pretty good. So that target speed increase is going to move her up during that. Again, why she is much better in long distance tracks here. Decrease current speed by 0.05. Not a lot, but still pretty good, and it affects the 5 closest girls ahead of you. Looking at her innate skills, rainy days, most, in my opinion, a lot of CMs are sunny day, firm condition. Not all of them, but at the moment, a lot of them are planned to be, or tend to be, sunny and firm. I believe Scorpio coming up is actually going to be soft and raining, so this would be good for that. But she's not particularly strong in mediums, or sorry, not that she's not strong in mediums, but that you are going to need to train her harder. You're going to need more medium skills. You're going to need white sparks that benefit her because she doesn't come built in with a lot of stuff that help her with medium tracks is all I'm saying with that one. But she does come with a lot of recovery. This horse is one that definitely you don't need to worry too much about it. Looking back on this, I kind of do want to retract my statement a little bit more where I was like, you don't have to worry about recovery skills too much. These recovery skills are actually not particularly that strong. Stamina Siphon is probably her best, but if you look at that stamina recovery right here, it is not, this is a gold skill, but it is not a gold recovery. Because gold recoveries give you 0.055. This is 0.035. So this is the equivalent of 2 white skills. Okay, it's slightly better than 2 white skills. But it's not a gold recovery. So this is good. This is really good, but you still would probably want a swinging maestro. You'd want other gold recovery skills along with stamina siphon because this could not do it on its own. She does get Highlander, which is good. Helps you with the uphill, lets it so that you don't use as much stamina, makes it so you don't lose as much speed as you're going on an uphill. This is not a universal skill. Like, you could take this, but there are tracks where there aren't any uphills, and then now it's a useless skill, right? So it's not like Tail Held High or Straightaway Adept. I don't particularly like Straightaway Adept, but it's like, it's a skill that can be used, universally, where this one is like specialized for uphills, which makes it less consistent and less viable. And then from her event, she has Slick Surge, which is a very good late race acceleration skill for late surgers, so that's great that she gets that from an event. It's not built in here, but it's something that you can get. And she gets long straightaways and long corners, which is really good. To get both of these for a horse that specializes in long distance races, the fact that she comes with these means that they're not guaranteed because it is from an event. You have to roll the event or whatever, but it is still very good. This is my general look at Manhattan Cafe. If I were just kind of looking objectively, I like the horse. I think her design is really, really cool. I think the long distance speciality of her gives her a sort of strong focus in long distance CMs. I would say that this horse is good in longs, mid doing anything else. So overall, this is a very mid-tier horse. She is going to be good in the upcoming CM that comes out the day she comes out. After that, I don't think she will be particularly strong for many other CMs. So, if you're do I think you should pull for this horse? I think if you like this horse and you think she's cool and you want to add her to your roster, you should pull for her 100%. If you are a meta person, I don't think she is particularly meta. I think that I would leave that judgment up to you. I would pull for her because I could still see the use cases where she could be used, and I could see it being very effective, but it is never going to be as much as some other horses. Like you know, Gold Chip being the pinnacle, or even Narita Taishin, right? Whenever there is a straightaway where Encroaching Shadow like really pops off, Narita Taishin is like, that's your horse. And that can happen on any track where that's the case. Manhattan Cafe doesn't really have that. Ultimately, I'm not gonna roll for pity on her. I wouldn't call it a skip, but I wouldn't call it a pass either. This is I'll leave it up to you. If you think that this is a horse for you, I'd pull for it. That's my thoughts. Nakayama Festa. Alright. This is a stamina card. Okay, so SSR stamina card. Let's take a look at these effects here. So the unique is friendship training 10%, increase in guts by 1. That's fine. Friendship bonus, initial stamina, hint levels, hint frequencies. So hint levels and hint frequencies is only as good as the hints that they give. So even if, like, let's say we max this, like we get to level 50 or whatever, and it's like hint frequencies is, you know, 70% and hint levels is like 4, right? Like really, really amazing. If the things that she gives are not good, then this stat is going to be not good. So it's good to see that it's here, but we'll have to see whether or not it's actually good that it has it. Initial friendship gauge is 20. Always good to have that. Training a horse from 0 is really rough. Specialty priority 35, not bad. Mood effectiveness, stamina bonus. Okay, that is super interesting. That it is a guts and stamina bonus. So this is actually really good. This horse will be great for training both stamina and guts. I could see this being comboed with potentially a guts stamina build where you're training guts with guts cards and stamina with stamina. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe other people would look at that and be like, stamina bonus on a stamina card? That makes a lot of sense. But I think it's the stamina bonus on top of the guts bonus that I think is kind of interesting that it comes with 2 of them. The Rice Shower power card that came out for Unity Cup also is the same, where it has power and stamina on it, which makes it like really good or helps it become much better. And we have training effectiveness. I'm interested to see this. I'm hoping it's not just 5%. If we can get 10%, that would be sick. It is 10%. Okay. Specialty priority is 50. Hint levels is 3. Frequencies is 50%. This is actually very good. Let's see what we have for the actual hints. We have Long Shot. That is not particularly that good. Lucky 7. Lucky 7's not that good. I mean, what it gives you is good, but to proc it is just so rare. Steadfast on medium track. So it looks like medium late surger is this horse's specialty. Late surging straightaways it's okay. Late surging corners, or sorry, any position, any race position plus corners is going to be better than straightaways in my opinion, but it is nice that it has straightaway. All I've got. This one's okay. You have to be 2nd or 5th, which is not bad. It's just that I think it happens... Oh, it's in the last spurt, so never mind. I actually had recalled this being a mid-race skill, but it's last spurt. You should be... If you're at full acceleration by the time this goes off, it should be useful, but 160 points for 2.4 seconds and 0.15... I think it's fine. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's fine. Slick Surge, really good. Great that it has an acceleration skill on here. I was seeing only velocity skills, but it does come with an acceleration skill, which adds value to taking this card. Oh, she comes with Uma Stan. Okay, that's kind of interesting to see. So we have Uma Stan. This is one that I don't use super often, but I hear is really good. So I guess it's nice that it comes with that. I don't think there are too many cards that come with Uma Stan other than, I believe, Power King, Halloween Power King Halo, and Gold Chips card. Come what may. Okay, so we have a gold skill for what I can, if I'm reading this, yeah, increase velocity, well position. Okay, so it's the gold skill of all I've got, which I believe bumps it up. So this would probably be... Once again, the 2 point, I would have liked it if this was 3 seconds, or maybe even slightly longer than 3 seconds. I don't know if 3.4 is necessarily that great, but it's the end of the race, right? So I guess technically you just kind of need it to give you that nudge. I mean, it's kind of cool that it's got a gold skill. That's nice that it comes with a gold skill. I could see this being used. I could see someone pulling for this, but I'm probably gonna save my carrots on this one and maybe just hope I get it at random or something. I wouldn't pull on this, but I mean, I wouldn't say you shouldn't. Me personally wouldn't, but yeah, I could see this card definitely having a place. Serious Symboli. Oh, it's Guts. Alright, so we see Guts, and we have the Guts buff, so we know that it's not an immediate throwaway anymore, but let's just see what it does here. 60% specialty priority. It doesn't get much, oh, it doesn't get a higher race bonus, which is kind of unfortunate, but what's neat is that we have a decently high specialty priority. 60% is pretty high. It doesn't come with any, so it gets training effectiveness through this. So what I think is neat about this, how you could use this card, is high specialty priority, which means that, you know, you hope it lands on a bunch of Guts. It gives you initial speed, and it gives you speed boost, plus you have the friendship, or what is it, friendship bonus from friendship training, and then you have the mood effectiveness. So really it could amplify how much this speed bonus is giving you on the actual speed stuff, plus the 5% training effectiveness. So this could be particularly good for a Guts build where you're trying to get it so that when you're training Guts, you're also training your speed up quite a bit. This is actually, like, I haven't even looked at the hints yet, but this is, like, pretty good. It has no hint bonus, so I'm hoping it doesn't give, like, any good hints, if I'm being honest with you, because it just means if you're aiming to get hints out of it, you're gonna be pulling teeth. Well, it does not have a lot. These are pretty decent. Wet Conditions is decent. Lone Wolf is good. You know what? This is fine to have. It's good to have it on at least one of your horses so that you either get a speed boost or you stop other horses from getting a speed boost in a CM. This is, you know, it's kind of nice that it comes with this. Obviously, you're pulling teeth and you're going to get this completely randomly because it has no hint priority whatsoever or hint level, so you're always going to get just one hint, so, you know, you're not getting that much of a discount off of it. But Prepared to Pass is good for pace chasers. This is one of my favorite pace chasing skills. And then medium corners, better than medium straightaways. What's kind of nice actually is that this card and this card actually seem to pair fairly well together, if I'm being honest. This one's all late surging mediums, and then this one comes with a medium skill, plus you have Lone Wolf potentially. And it helps boost speed and stuff if you're doing, what's it called? You know, if you're trying to do a Guts build with stamina cards, these two actually go really well together. Sorry, let me move it up. Yeah, these two actually go really well together. So, interesting. Sometimes when these cards come out in a set, they're not particularly strong with one another. So it's actually kind of neat to see these two. They seem to synergize pretty well based off of the stuff that they give you. Is this one worth pulling for? This is gonna sound crazy, but like, I actually think that this SR Guts card is worth pulling for. This is like a uniquely good, like if you're trying to make a Guts build, this is like uniquely built to be very good with a Guts build. Which then I guess at the end of the day, you might actually end up getting Nakayama Festa as well, which would be a great pickup. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the banner. So if I had the money, the disposable income, yeah, I probably would pull on Manhattan Cafe and also the support card banner, the Nakayama Festa and the Serious Symboli. But if you don't, and you are saving up your carrots for things like Kitasan Black, Christmas Ogiri, or Valentine's Day Bourbon, I would save for those. But hey, that's the end of this video. Tell me what you guys thought down below. Do you think Manhattan Cafe is actually worth it, or the support banner? I know there are probably going to be some people that look at that support banner and go, that is definitely not worth it. But hey, if you have the money for it, I think it personally would be. But yeah, tell me in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.